Now, today's tactic should be a walk in the park. Easy, right? This one is called 4-2-2-2 Easy, and I'm not so sure it's going to be an actual cakewalk. I mean, you do have 4 up front, a lot of supporting positions, positive mentality, lesser instructions, so we'll see how it goes. But we're going to use it as usual in a holiday sim with our 3 teams of Liverpool and Aston Villa in the Premier League and our championship side of Ipswich Town. So with all that said, let's dive into the Premier League and see what happened. Well, kind of on the average mark for Liverpool, at least 84 points, 86 goals. You kind of want a little bit more in there. Aston Villa, though, in 6th with only 66 and 75. Something happened there, or they need to pick it up a bit more. Domestic cups for Liverpool, they make it handily, well, not kind of handily, but sort of handily through Man City, through the Carabao Cup semifinals, getting to this Carabao Cup final and kicking the crap out of Manchester United 6-2. They get to the FA Cup quarters and lose to Man City there 0-1. However, they do make it to the Europa League, getting through Atalanta for the trophy 2-1 in extra time. So overall, 2 trophies, a runners-up, 3 points, hopefully. As I usually say, if you take control of this, do your own match shouts, training transfers, things like that, you could get those 3 points. But I won't say this is a wash. This is a pretty good season. They do have some green, which is nice to see. Goals, 30 for Salah. Very well done. 22 for Jota. Assists, 22 for Trent. Joe Gomez with 15, as does Alex McAllister. An average rating, well, Kelleher up there, but Salah with a 7.37. Switching up to Aston Villa's domestic cup run, out in the Carabao Cup quarterfinals, 0-4 to Arsenal. Ouch. I mean, Diego Carlos sent off in the 4th. Really kind of screws you. But FA Cup 4th round, in a replay, you lose to West Ham 0-3. You make it to the Europa Conference League quarterfinals, losing to Lille. All in all, yeah, out there, it kind of hurts. Overall, definitely not the greatest of seasons. A trophy somewhere would have been nice. Squad-wise, an average sea of green, I would say, for them. But 25 goals for Diaby, 21 for Ollie Watkins. Assists, 16 for Matty Cash, 12 for Jacob Ramsey. And average rating, 7.24 for Jacob Ramsey. And taking a quick look at the medical center, yeah, Tyrone Mings and Buendia out for pretty much the entire time. Data Hub, defensively, Liverpool look pretty nice. Attacking wise, they're missing a couple pieces. Still looks pretty nice. Definitely well above Premier League average in a lot of good areas, but still, you're used to being tops. Goals per game, 2.26, 0.89 conceded, 1.04 XG against. Aston Villa definitely lacking in a lot of categories. Still well above Premier League, not well above, but above Premier League average in most areas, which is nice. But defensively, you are definitely looking at some woes as well. I do love how it says that we are incredible defensively and good in attack. Well, you could have done a little bit better compared to your averages. 1.97 goals per game, 1.29 conceded, 1.31 XG against. Premier League stats, Liverpool in second with 2.21 points per game, Aston Villa with 1.74. Most goals, Liverpool and Aston Villa first and second, 86 down to 75. Fewest shots against, Liverpool with 293, Villa with 396. Most possession, 57 for Liverpool, 55 for Aston Villa. Most dribbles made, Liverpool in 8th with 594, making the list. Fewest conceded, though, 34 for Liverpool, 49 for Aston Villa. Most shutouts, Liverpool with 18, Villa with 12. And then best pass completion, both with 89%, and most shots for 487 for Liverpool, really down. Aston Villa with 443. Well, how do we think a team like Ipswich Town in the Championship can do with this one? Well, sadly, they came in 4th and a lot lower than 1st and 2nd spots, unfortunately. You've got quite a bit of a climb to get there. Unfortunately, also not getting through the playoffs. Where did you lose out? You probably lost out in the semifinals, right there, in penalties to Hull. Domestic cups for Ipswich, not a lot greater than usual. Out in the Carabao Cup 3rd round, 1-2 to Blackburn, and out immediately in the FA Cup 3rd round, 0-2 to Brighton. So yeah, all in all, definitely not the greatest of seasons we've seen. And only 3 in the green. Wow. Goals, 23 for Hurst at least. Jackson all the way down with 7, as does Broadhead. Assists, 14 for Harry Clark. Chaplin with 7. Leif Davis only getting 5. But average rating, Donassian up there, only 8 appearances off the bench. But Harry Clark gets a 7.31. Championship stats, 1.83 points per game in 4th for Ipswich. Most goals only in 4th with 87. Usually they're up in the hundreds, but fewer shots against in 6th with 403. Most possession with 58%. Most dribbles made in 7th with 728. Best pass completion, 89%. And most shots for in 4th with 596. Definitely low for them. But now let's take a look at this 4-2-2-2 easy tactic itself. We start out with a sweeper keeper in defend, wing back on the left in defend, ball playing defenders in defend in the center spots, a wing back in attack on the right, deep lying playmaker in defend next to a DM in support, an advanced playmaker in support next to an attacking midfielder in support, and then an advanced forward in attack next to a deep lying forward in support. You don't see not a lot of instructions there. So you might want to kind of add a couple to some of your Premier League teams, maybe Ipswich as well, and see, maybe get a little bit more out of them. But positive mentality, in possession, attacking width is fairly wide, play out of defense, passing directness is slightly shorter, tempo is slightly lower, low crosses, work the ball in the box, and play for set pieces. In transition, counter press, counter, distribute to the center backs, and take short kicks. And out of possession, a high press line of engagement, a higher defensive line, trigger press more often, prevent your goalkeeper distribution, and step up more. So overall, how did it work for our three teams? Sadly, not the greatest. I mean, Ipswich in fourth. We really kind of want a little bit more out of this team. But you need to score more goals. You need to be a little more attacking, probably more attacking positioning, probably a little more position instructions as well, I would imagine. Again, I'm not great with creating tactics, which is why I kind of review the tactics and don't actually do the creating. Those who can't teach, I guess, maybe. But if you take a look at Liverpool and Aston Villa, Liverpool, yeah, second place, 84 points, only 3 down from Man City. Hopefully you could do a little bit better of a job and get those 3 points, win the league. Aston Villa, 66 is lower than usual. I mean, you got an injury or two, but still, you kind of need a little bit more out of these teams. So if you take controllers, like I usually say, you definitely can do a little bit better here. Whether 66 can turn into 87, 88, I don't know. That's really a tough ask. But have you tried something like this? Let us know how it worked for you in the comments below. But here, it was kind of okay. But that's it for me, Sefi at FM, for the Football Manager blog channel, saying thank you as always for watching. Take care and enjoy.